Journey to become a leader. Leadership has nothing to do with proving oneself, but everything to do with expressing, challenging oneself. What is true for a leader, regardless of consequences, is true for each of us. Only when we know that we need to be trained and we want to create that can we begin our own lives, and we must do so even if there is unconscious collusion of people and events against us. Bennis is not only a prominent figure in leadership research, but is also known for his best-selling books. In 1985, he co-authored the book Leaders, based on observation and interviews with 90 American leaders, from astronaut Neil Armstrong to McDonald's founder Ray Kroc. The conclusion drawn in the book is that anyone can learn to lead and have the necessary leadership skills more than we think. Leaders is a classic business book that analyzes the nature of leadership. Becoming a leader goes deeper into each individual, helping you master your leadership skills while the world around you is changing. The second book is a product that delves into dialogue with a smaller group of people, all 28 years old, including director Sidney Pollack, author advocating for women Betty Friedan, and Herb Alpert, composer and founder of the A&M Records tape recording company. True leadership arises when the potential of each person is fully expressed. What is a leader like? Becoming a leader brings many insightful perspectives. Perhaps the key and also the theme of the book is, true leaders do not care about proving themselves. Above all, they just want to express themselves completely. Just focusing on proving their personal ego shows a limited and rigid vision. Meanwhile, true leaders, if they want to express themselves in the fullest way, must always be proactive and creative. For Bennis leaders, life is not a competition but a dedication. A well-organized education and society often follow the model of a leader. We know too little compared to what we are told we need to know. Learning is the process of remembering what is important to you. Therefore, becoming a leader is returning to your true self every day. A leader is someone who creates their own life. To be a good leader, you must have a good vision, which often follows you throughout your life. When someone thinks they cannot lead, or does not want to, it is because they are afraid of their own management and persuasive abilities. However, leadership, like human beings, comes in many shapes and forms, and the main difficulty is not whether or not you have to take responsibility, but how you can break free from mediocrity and constraints to truly take control of yourself. According to Bennis, becoming a leader requires continuous learning and curiosity. Having a valid vision. First, the leader must assess their reality, what they believe is feasible, before considering the big picture. Developing the ability to share that vision and inspire others to follow. Accepting uncertainty and bold risks. Integrity, being self-aware, honest, upright, and receptive to criticism. Independence and uniqueness. Leaders learn from others, but are not created by others. Always be creative, creating new things, sometimes refreshing yourself. Your abilities may be limited by genetics and the environment, but leaders know how to work around those limitations and create uniqueness. Take time to think, this helps bring answers and solutions. Strong faith in life. Keep faith in the best for yourself and others. Enjoy small successes every day. You don't have to wait many years for big success. Accept your situation but don't give up. Finally, what does Bennis want to say? He believes that the business life of the late 20th century is more about management than leadership. People and organizations only focus on minor issues and short-term results. His message is, don't be passive towards situations, space, and time. You can view your situation as a basis for your talent to grow, or you can let your circumstances enslave you. Often, we still think that it is always more convenient to be led on the road because we do not have to think too much. A person walking on the road by himself will have to face many challenges. But that person has a better chance of discovering and achieving greater success. To lead, you must be resilient to the judgments of others, to cultural traditions, and to age limits. You have to decide to live in this world but live outside of its preconceived notions. Leaders do not simply follow their own culture, but they also have to create new contexts, new things, new ways of doing things, and new ways of living. Some examples: integrity, a sound vision, the ability to accept risk and uncertainty are the definitions of leadership. Bennis used an example of a television program producer, Norman Lear, who revolutionized American television with shows like All in the Family and Cagney and Lacey. For the first time, a television show reflected real American people, not just cowboys, private detectives, or dysfunctional families for comedic purposes. Lear saw a world waiting to be revealed and exposed. His programs were not only groundbreaking, but also successful year after year. When commenting on the U.S. presidents, Bennis assesses Johnson, Nixon, and Carter as led by the hand and only knowing how to run the country in a rigid manner. Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, and Kennedy, on the other hand, are the opposite. They are presidents who have the ability to pivot and assess reality correctly to create a future for the U.S. Lincoln is perhaps the most talented president because he focused on what seemed to be unlikely at the time, ending slavery and maintaining the Union. The world of leaders. Bennis believes that we are in great need of leaders. He wrote the book on becoming a leader during a time when American economic leaders were facing extremely difficult challenges. It may be hard to remember now, but in the late 1980s, Japan appeared to be surpassing the US in terms of production, wealth and innovation. Perhaps the US listened to Bennis and other theories of leadership, because their economic rise was characterized by an obsession with innovation and quality, and a recognition that companies succeed by helping their employees achieve their full potential. We need someone like Bennis to emphasize the relationship between self-awareness and business success. But nowadays, this is already recognized. The new type of leadership is not content with simply having a job or running a company. They feel compelled to find their place in the world. Nowadays, the only way for many companies to attract and retain good employees is to offer more than just money or position. They offer employees the opportunity to make history. For example, remember the motto of the online retailer Amazon.com: work hard, play hard, change the world. Final words. Perhaps Bennis has contributed greatly to breaking the myth of leaders and heroes who were born with leadership ability. Most importantly, leadership is a choice, and the first thing is to lead oneself. We live in a democratic leadership where anyone can lead in one way or another. Because more and more people understand about leadership and are taught to develop their potential, it can be predicted that competition will increase to a humorous extent. However, competition is the result of everyone's effort to achieve the same thing, but each person's vision is different. Becoming a leader is affirming the strength and confidence gained from being a unique person.